all you brain-dead, idiotic leftists who took part in the rejoin march, wanting to rejoin the bureaucratic, fascistic state that is the EU. What the fuck were you doing? Britain left the EU for very good reasons. That being that it's a fascistic, bureaucratic state run by Germany that literally just demands on Europe. Look at what they have done to France. Look at what they've done to Germany, to Sweden, to Norway, all the other countries. They have literally said to them, demanded, not asked, that they will take in this number of migrants and they will be happy about it. And what happened? Well, in Sweden, mass rapes, mass terrorist attacks, mass rioting. In Germany, in Cologne, on Christmas or New Year's Eve, Muslim migrants playing a literal rape game. In France, numerous protests, recent one being the Paris protest, who Macron, that EU skivvy, blamed on video games. Disgusting. The only countries not affected by the bureaucratic state known as the EU are fascist Poland and Hungary, who have completely refused mass illegal immigration, any form of leftist twaddle. And just look at Warsaw and Budapest. Those peaceful, calmful cities are still European that I would gladly visit. Meanwhile, look at Paris, look at Amsterdam, look at Berlin, look at Stockholm, look at any other city in those countries, and you won't feel at home, you won't feel European, you'll feel like you're in some Islamic interpretation of a European city, because they're not European anymore. When Britain was part of the EU literally said, demanded, not asked, that we would take in this number of migrants. When Blair, our Labour Prime Minister, was in power, he opened the floodgates just to tease off the right, just to piss us off, to thousands of Muslim migrants and other migrants. And what happened? Well, just look at Birmingham, Bradford, London, any other culturally enriched city. Look at London. Recently there was 2 groups of Pakistanis rioting over Pakistani politics. In Bradford, there are cousin marriages. In Birmingham, there are wife beatings and honour killings. Sharia law in practice in the UK. All under the EU's supervision. They allowed this to happen. They opened our floodgates. Yet you say that you want to rejoin it because the Tories are fascistic. You called us, you leftist, called us Brexiteers, racists, Nazis, homophobes, any word under the sun. You repeatedly demonised us and our cause. You demonised Nigel Farage as an evil racist and threw milkshakes at him. Do you remember, leftist? Oh, the golden age of 2016, 2015, all those good old days, when you leftists were so fetishizing about Islam and we, the right, were practically persecuted and hunted down and living in the deepest, darkest sides of the internet. Do you remember that leftist when he had us on the run but made out that we were in every cultural institution, every media outlet, everything? You made out the far right was in control of everything when you were practically hunting us down and shooting us. Remember that, leftist? Yes, I remember that. I wasn't even interested in politics, but I still remember it. And of course, he called Boris Johnson a racist because he made that joke about Muslim women looking like postboxes. Well, they do look like postboxes, stupid postboxes, and I would gladly fucking post a letter in them. Anyway, you're an idiot, leftist. You're an absolute idiot. Why can't you just understand? The EU has destroyed sovereignty. They've destroyed nations. They've destroyed Europe. Patriots in France and Germany are demonised as racists, as Nazis, etc. The AfD party in Germany has been demonised repeatedly as a racist organisation. Its members and party leaders have had their housing addresses leaked. They've been attacked publicly by leftists. That you state that you are the good guys, huh? Or did the good guys beat up people having a different opinion? Did the good guys imply violence? Did the good guys support a 7th century evil barbaric regime that stones women to death and has honour killings, wife beatings, pedophilia and child marriages? Are you the good guys, leftists? Are you? Or are we the good guys, the one who wants tradition, family values, European values, and Europe to belong to the people who it rightfully and always will belong to, Europeans? Are we the bad guys, leftists, who don't want to be brainwashed or our children to be brainwashed by your propaganda? Who want Christianity, the only religion that Europe should have, to be the main religion of Europe? Are we the bad guys, leftists? Are we? Are we the bad guys for not wanting transgender strippers to perform in front of children? Are we the bad guys who don't want our children cut up and mutilated? Are we? Are we? And of course, Labour are the ones who are in charge of this, or, are behind this. Of course, during Brexit, they will firmly remain. I mean, why the fuck would you want to remain in the EU? Just look at what they've done to Europe. They've taken away currency in Europe and replaced it with the euro. Now you might just say that, currency is just a piece of paper that we all agree has meaning, but it's more than that. A currency displays what our country should be proud of, what our country should envy. German currency used to display, great German architecture, great German leaders. French currency used to display the same. Now it's all the same. Displays the same architecture and leaders throughout Europe. An entire continent robbed of culture. If you go to Berlin, it'll be the same as if you go to Paris. Because they've destroyed culture. They've destroyed Europe. It's all the same now. It's all the same. There's no cultural difference. The fascistic state that is the EU wants everyone to be the same. They want to replace us with migrants. They want to destroy Christianity and replace it with Islam. They want to corrupt your children and turn them into gender-confused trannies. That's what they want. Of course, you just call me a racist, an Islamophobe, a homophobe. Well, go ahead, I don't care. I don't care. I am spreading the message which I firmly believe, which is that Britain and Europe, all European countries, should be independent. And that the fascistic state that is the EU should be made to pay for its many, many crimes. Because through their actions, they have caused countries like Sweden, Germany, France, and other countries that have experienced mass migration, they should be made accountable for all the crimes of the migrants, such as rape, pillage, murder. They should be made to accept responsibility for this, because they did. They sanctioned this. They allowed mass migration. Of course, the upcoming UK elections will be a very fierce battle. Labour, of course, if they win, will, of course, rejoin the EU, and Britain shall be turned into a shithole. If the Tories win again, nothing will change. But if Reform UK win, something might change. I do believe that Reform UK are just controlled oppositions, such as Turning Point UK. I don't believe they'll do anything. The one political party which I do believe will actually do something is Britain First. Britain First has been repeatedly demonised as a fucking right-wing movement by you leftists. Golding himself, who stood up to Muslim grooming gangs, has been repeatedly arrested. Even put in a prison where he was attacked by jihadis. But he survived. Of course, you leftists hate Golding for his message. You lied. You lie about him and his movement. You lie about other movements. You lied about Tommy Robinson. You lied about Patriotic Alternative. You lie, leftists. You call us all far right. You call us all fascists. You just merely type in Britain First, a Patriotic Alternative, or Tommy Robinson. These exact same words will say, this group is a far right fascist, neo-Nazi, blah blah blah. I mean, at this point, all those words, far right, fascist, neo-Nazi, they're just words. They're just buzzwords you use against us. Those are the same buzzwords you used during the Brexit elections debate. When I vividly remember Brexit Remainers marching for the streets of London shouting, racist, sexist, anti-gay, racist, sexist, anti-gay. I can vividly remember a black Muslim saying that, anti-gay. Really, I wonder what the Quran has to say about gay people. After all, we do know that Muslims want homosexuality to be illegal in the UK. And we know that in Middle Eastern countries, gay people are punished by being thrown off of a roof just for what they want to go to bed with. So that's just barbaric and evil. Much like the rest of that death cult. Of course, you want them here, don't you? I mean, in Birmingham, they built a massive statue. They call it the strength of the hijab. Of course, that's a topic for another video I'll be releasing very, very soon. But it just shows you that the left are completely obsessed with Islam, because it's not Christianity anyway. Alright, everyone who took part in the Remainers March is an absolute fucking idiot. As why would you support a bureaucratic state, a fascistic state, an evil state, a state that destroys European sovereignty and tradition? Why? And you can see the only people who are in favour of rejoining are the same ones who were rioting over Brexit, which are spoilt, latte drinking London bubble brats who live in a Westminster bubble, unaware of the struggles of Britain, the same ones who joined Just Stop Oil and Extinction Rebellion and prance about in stupid costumes, rinding on about how we're all going to die if we just stop driving to Lidl. And they just sit there, endlessly virtue signaling on Twitter about this, that, and the other. Always obsessed with the current thing. Like the NPCs they are. And if it's not those insufferable college students, it's insufferable old people, pensioners who have nothing else to do but join political causes which have nothing to do with in the first place. And of course, you have Keir Starmer and his feminist sidekick rushing to the side. I mean, at this point, Starmer, all his speeches are pre-written by you know who. All his venues prepared for him. None of the words that come out of his mouth are his own. At this point, he's just a WEF employee, an agent, much the same as every other person in government. But at this point, the Tories are controlled opposition. Anyway.